Can you explain in nutshell the life of a student right from first year to fifth year?
Third year onwards, you start thinking about jobs.
What role did NLS play in shaping your personality beyond academics? Students जब भी किसी campus में जाते हैं, they always think of one thing at the very first place. Hostel life कैसा होगा? Hostel facility है कि नहीं वहाँ पर? And
Any incoming students, any freshers, they don't feel like they have just been dropped into this new world completely.
so what kind of internship opportunities you had in this 5 years? How many times you actually took the initiative yourself to get into good law firms, yeah, top corporate companies, let's say, and how did the brand, NLS brand, actually help you for these internships?
So when it comes to placement, there are two ways of getting jobs. I was very lucky to have a support system in ClatPrep in U.
Hi everyone. As a law aspirant, we always think of NLS Bangalore as a college. कैसा college होगा, क्या life होगा. So today we have Nandini Sharma with us, who was a Clat aspirant in 2021 and cracked the Clat exam and went through the NLS Bangalore campus. तो 5 साल हो गए इनको, इस साल ये पास आउट हो जाएंगे NLS Bangalore से. लास्ट टाइम चल रहा है इनका, बट वी हैव द अपॉर्चुनिटी ऑफ टॉकिंग अबाउट द कैंपस लाइफ, द रोल ऑफ NLS इन शेपिंग हर पर्सनैलिटी बियॉन्ड एकेडमिक्स एंड एवरीथिंग. हम सब डिस्कस करने वाले हैं. सो नंदिनी, जब पहली बार आपने अपना रिजल्ट देखा एंड व्हेन यू एक्चुअली केम टू नो दैट यू आर गोइंग टू मेक इट टू NLS, क्या फीलिंग थी?
Sir, it was exhilarating, of course. I think the result came sort of later in the night, and I remember me and all of my other friends who had gone to ClatPrep and who were writing Clat along with me. We were all awake. We were all expecting the result, and it had come finally. And to see an under 100 rank obviously was a very cathartic experience. I had not expected to do that well. I had focused all of my effort towards doing well in the exam, so I had not really looked forward to what would happen after. But when I saw the result, it was a very good feeling. I had watched the result with my parents. I had called you right after. I had called my friends right after. So yeah, it was quite a good feeling.
Okay, so आपने पहली बार NLS के बारे में कब सुना था, and what made you go into this field?
I had a little confusion in 11th grade as to what I should pursue further. I was also considering a career in medical, but then I had tried on some demo classes at ClatPrep. I had heard about it from a very good friend, and I decided to give it a shot. I came to ClatPrep. I explored law a little bit. I figured out that this is perhaps more aligned with my other ambitions of public service, of perhaps going into helping the small guy from the perspective of civil rights, perhaps. So I had decided that I would write the Clat after that, after seeing my friends prepare, after coming to ClatPrep, talking to mentors, getting to know about these colleges, getting to know about NLS during my preparation. And I figured that this was perhaps the way to go for me.
Okay, so you joined NLS Bangalore in 2021 and this is your last year. So matlab you have spent your 5 years. Can you explain in nutshell the life of a student right from first year to fifth year?
Sir, it is, I would put it in one word. It requires a lot of hard work. It is a very competitive space. When it comes to NLS, you have to constantly be working hard to stay on the top of your game. That being said, it is not a place without any kind of fun. It is it's a place that shapes you in a very well-rounded manner. It holistically improves your personality. It makes you a better person in life. It obviously teaches you to think like a lawyer, but also to survive in very competitive environments, to survive in environments where you're required to be very at the top of your game all the time. So yes, that is my takeaway from the 5 years as well.
This is the overall takeaway. Let's break down this to year by year. First year कैसा था, second year क्या था, third year में आपको क्या नया मिला. So let's take it down year by year.
Definitely. I think when you come to NLS, that feeling of having already gotten into NLS is there for a few months. It takes some time to adjust to the campus. It takes time to adjust to the academic rigor of the place. But then the first year sort of goes into adjusting to the place, getting to know the rules, getting to know the different committees that you can be a part of, getting to learn how to balance academics with co-curricular activities while also looking out for placement opportunities, while also exploring research fields and similar things. Second year is when you can take a step back, because now you've gotten into the groove of how to write exams, how to write term papers. You already know what academically is expected of you. So second year is when you start getting into co-curriculars like full-fledged. I, for instance, participated in Moot Court competitions in my second year. I did 2 Moot Court competitions, one national, one international. I did ADR competitions during that time. I took up research assistant positions. I wrote some term papers. I wrote some papers for publications. So that is when you do all of this co-curricular activities. Third year onwards, you start thinking about jobs. You start thinking about you start exploring internships according to what you're interested in, whether you want to go into corporate, whether you want to go into public law, whether you want to go into constitutional law practice. All of that you start discovering around third and fourth year, and eventually in fifth year, hopefully you're placed if you're at NLS, and most people are. So you sort of take a step back. You enjoy your last year at NLS, and yeah, that's more or less it.
Okay, so you mentioned various co-currics which takes place in NLS, and when we talk about moot courts and ADRs and all, so what role did NLS play in shaping your personality beyond academics?
I think other than academics, the co-curricular activities are not particularly related to academics. It teaches you, for instance, let's take the example of ADR competitions. They teach you very crucial public skills. They teach you communication skills, because it's all about negotiating with different parties, negotiating with different kinds of people. So it's more about getting to an outcome. It's more about playing the person than it is about achieving a desired result. That is the way to achieve a desired result. So during my competitions, I got to meet a lot of people. There were a lot of networking opportunities. You get to meet people from the grassroots to the top brass of what it is to be in law as a field. You get to interact with associates and partners and senior partners who are at law firms. You also get to meet with senior advocates. You get to meet with judges, which is a great personality building exercise. So I think co-curriculars sort of shape you like that. Other than that, campus life obviously is very well-rounded. You get to participate in cultural activities. NLS has a lot of cultural weeks. We have carnivals during the winters, during the autumn season. We have this tradition of University Week, where people showcase their talents in singing and dancing and sports. So it definitely, it doesn't it's not a very academic heavy institution. Obviously, it is inclined towards that, but it does take care of your other personality traits and your skill sets and builds towards that.
Okay, so one common myth about NLS especially is because there is a trimester system, so academics is going to be very rigorous, lots of pressure is there, and मैंने तो ये भी सुना है स्टूडेंट्स ये कहते हैं कि बहुत ज़्यादा इवेंट्स नहीं होते हैं. So मतलब इसमें क्या है एक्चुअली, व्हाट इज द ट्रुथ अबाउट इट? क्या वहाँ पर टाइम टू टाइम फेस्ट होते रहते हैं या लिमिटेड टू पर्टिकुलर मंथ्स, या फिर क्या, व्हाट इज द एक्चुअल थिंग गोइंग ओवर देयर?
Trimester system is definitely more rigorous than semesters. We have to cover a lot of portion about vast laws in a mere time of 3 months. So it definitely is academically very rigorous, but there is a way to crack that. All NLS students after the first 1 or 2 years, figure out that way that you have to maintain consistent balance with other activities of your life. Even the student life there is trying very hard to organize events periodically so that people can blow off some steam. Obviously, people are constantly working towards their academic deadlines. They're working towards competitions. They're working towards publications. That goes on. But on the sideline, we try to incorporate cultural activities, sports activities, so that we can all relax, we can all stay on track and not get burnt out very easily. So I think the faculty as well as the students have sort of devised this way to arrive at a healthy balance between the two.
चलो ग्रेट. स्टूडेंट्स जब भी किसी कैंपस में जाते हैं दे ऑलवेज थिंक ऑफ वन थिंग एट द वेरी फर्स्ट प्लेस. हॉस्टल लाइफ कैसा होगा, हॉस्टल फैसिलिटी है कि नहीं वहां पर. एंड गिवन द फैक्ट दैट व्हेन यू एक्चुअली एंटर्ड एनएलएस the seats were 120 plus 10 जो आपके एक्स्ट्रा सीट्स होते हैं वहां पर. एंड अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट नाउ उसके बाद धीरे धीरे सीट्स बढ़ी, went on to 240 then 300. Now there are a lot of students in the campus itself. तो क्या actually can you actually describe about the hostel life, the peer groups, the activities you do there?
Yes, it is definitely a little cramped, but the administration is trying very hard to incorporate everyone. We have renovations going on, we have extra constructions for buildings and floors going on.
Okay,
so
great.
they are trying to incorporate as many people as possible, give them the best of the campus life that is there. Hostels, I would say, is a great it's better than anywhere else that you'll find, honestly. I am very glad that our hostel life is sort of we have a lot of facilities provided. The administration is receptive to our needs when we push them. But other than that, Bangalore is a beautiful city generally. So there is not a lot of the campus is very beautiful. There's a lot of trees. There's a lot of like animals, campus dogs going around. So that sort of like takes away the stress that we have from other factors. And yes, the hostel life is pretty good. The community is very nice. People help each other out. There is a system of seniors helping out juniors in terms of we have different seniors designated for different activities. We have Moot mentors, we have ADR mentors, we have project guides, we have course facilitators, and we have SBA mentors. There are a lot of mentorship opportunities available. So any incoming students, any freshers, they don't feel like they have just been dropped into this new world completely and they're lost. There's everyone there to guide and support them from the very beginning. So yeah, that is there.
Chalo, good to know that actually hostel life and the campus life, in fact, if we talk about it's Bangalore, is not that we actually have a perception. Chalo, great. You mentioned about various moot court competitions, the ADRs and the conferences which take place in the campus. So is it like the students from other campus also visit your campus, or you also go to other campuses, maybe participating in various inter-college competitions and all? So how is it? कितना frequency क्या है कि आप किसी और college में जाके visit कर रहे हो? Do you actually get some kind of international exposure as well through moot courts or ADR competitions and all? Please, if you can say something on it.
Definitely. We have inter-college moot courts and ADR competitions. People from other campuses visit our campus. We go to other campuses. The process is not once in a year situation. It is spread throughout the year. We have competitions being offered throughout the year through emails, on a rolling basis, to accommodate for such a vast student population. So there are competitions ranging from national to international. People in their first and second year, when they're only trying out, they start with smaller national competitions. They do well there, they gain experience, and then they go for bigger international competitions. At the international competitions, of course, there is, if I'm sure most of you have heard about it, there's the Moot. One of our ClatPrep alumni also won the Moot, which is a very huge achievement for anyone in the law fraternity. And there is a very huge another moot court competition called Jessup. All of these competitions keep happening. They happen once a year, but teams are selected on an intra-university rounds basis or on open challenger basis. And obviously these competitions are a great place to meet new people, great place to network. I have built connections that have helped me out in internships, that have helped me out in publications, that have helped me out in placements ultimately. So that is a great opportunity to meet people, and definitely go for competitions as much as you can once you get into law colleges. So
the moment you actually said the word internships, this is another area wherein the students actually look forward to. So basically, majority of the colleges, either they help you during the internships, or sometimes the students have to take the efforts themselves for the internships and all. So what kind of internship opportunities you had in this 5 years? How many times you actually took the initiative yourself to get into good law firms, top corporate companies, let's say, and how did the NLS brand actually help you for these internships?
Okay, so the internships sphere is a little competitive, but that is one really good thing about NLS, that they help you out with everything. There are databases, there are repositories of places that we can contact, that we can cold email to get spots for internships. There is also a mandatory internship component at NLS that you have to intern, that gives you a fair idea of all the different kinds of jobs that you can explore. Like for instance, if I could give this example, in first year we have to compulsorily do a research internship at a research think tank.
So first year itself.
Yes.
Okay.
So in the first year we have to do something very light. We can do policy based internships, we can do purely law based internships also, we have that option, but a purely research internship. Second year onwards we can do a trial practice internship. Third year onwards we have to do a higher appellate court internship or a corporate firm. That is when we start exploring a corporate firm, because their needs are different. So once we've gone through those courses of corporate law, of insolvency and bankruptcy at the law school, we have that knowledge base made. So on that we can exercise some sort of practical application, and then we go for corporate firms. After that, in fourth years we can try out judges. I have interned under 2 Supreme Court judges. In fifth year you are allowed to do anything that interests you depending on where you're placed. People usually go for callback internships at the places they are going to start working. So definitely the college supports you a lot. Other than that, when it comes to placements, for instance, these internships themselves help you get placed. People have first internships, then they have callback internships, they have assessment internships. So corporate firms keep calling you back, they keep assessing you on your work, and they offer you jobs even before campus placements start. So definitely the NLS brand also helps a lot, because firms are mostly looking to hire a lot of people from our college, from Nalsar, from the top couple of colleges. So it's definitely a very a helpful thing to be part of this college. It gives you that extra push that's needed in the competitive job market, especially now that firms have reduced their intake by a lot, and because the intake of colleges has increased so much. So definitely that is there. NLS helps out a lot in terms of internships.
So when you talk about internships, you mentioned about the PPOs and other things. So if we talk about actual placement process, how does placement process work in NLS? And how many of the students actually go for corporate jobs? Because NLS basically is very, very renowned for corporate world, right? But then there may be some students who would like to go for litigation as well, or maybe enforcement, other career maybe. So could you please throw some light on this? Ki actually kya hai? Whether all the students go for corporate placements only, or they would like to go for litigations also, or some other opportunities as well?
Right. So first I'll talk about the placement situation, and then I'll come to preferences of students. So when it comes to placements, there are 2 ways of getting jobs. First is if you get pre-placement offers from the firms, which are PPOs, or the other way is to go through campus placements. Now here the student body itself has taken a great initiative, which is called the recruitment committee. It's the RCC, which is constituted when you're in your third year, and it's a group of students that reach out to firms to get you internship spots and ultimately organizes campus placements, which is called Day Zero at NLS. It happens in August every year, and firms are requested to come to campus. They send their recruiting teams, they send senior partners, and there's a rigorous day-long process where you have to sit through group discussions. Hypotheticals are thrown at you. You're randomly asked about the area of law that you're interested in. Other than that, after that, there is an interview. There's a rigorous personalized one-on-one interview process through which they assess your CV, they assess your co-curriculars, they assess your CGPA, academics, and then finally they make you an offer. So the campus placements are a great way to secure a job at NLS, because a lot of firms are looking to hire from NLS first and then they go to different law schools. So my batch, there is almost 70-80 people who have already secured jobs through PPOs or campus placements. When it comes to student preferences, I think this is very true that NLS usually a majority of the student body in NLS go for corporate jobs, but I think that is reducing a lot, because since my year, in fact, since this year, a lot of general counsel company have also been hired from our batch. People have different companies have come who are not law firms per se, but they have hired for in-house counsels, and they have selected people for other law related jobs. People have also gone for litigation, and I think our batch is one of the few batches that has seen such a huge number of students applying for litigation jobs, for practice jobs. People are writing the judicial clerkship exam, and they're going to be working as judicial clerks to the Supreme Court judges or the High Court judges. So there is definitely a diversity of job opportunities that students in NLS pursue. But yes, I think still, if you look at how the scenario is, a majority of the students go for corporate jobs.
When you talk about placement process, there is some term called as 0-day placements,
Yes.
right? And ये 0-day की मैं बात करूँ तो there would be some law firms visiting your campus, maybe some top companies would be visiting your campus for various recruitment and all. So can you name some top law firms which visited this year? At the same time, what was the average package they offered? What was the highest package which went this year? Usually क्या रहता है, band क्या है, आपने देखा है 5 सालों से, तो what is the band of package there?
So there is an informal categorization of law firms into tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 law firms. All tier 1 law firms, the big 6, they visit NLS. There is Shardul Amarchand Mangaldas, there is Cyril Amarchand Mangaldas, Khaitan and Company visits, Trilegal comes, AZB and partners, they also come. Other than that, smaller law firms where the work culture is not as rigorous, they also come. They give some sort of freedom to people to exercise different kinds of teams, to experience different kind of work. So these second tier law firms like Saraf and Partners, Keystone, these firms also come. When it comes to packages, I think in terms of packages, most people at NLS secured a package between 15 to 20 lakhs. The highest package, I think, went up to 25 lakhs, but I will have to check that. But you can expect an average package to be in the range of 15 to 20 lakhs. Some people also get lower packages, but these are basically litigation heavy firms. And generally, the payment structure in litigation firms is very different from corporate firms. So there you can expect, it depends on the interest of the person. If they're not going for money as a priority, then they go for these jobs as well.
So is corporate law the dominant choice among the students?
Yes, definitely. I would say that.
Okay. So what would you say if, let's say, you would not have been guided for the CLAT preparation, or let's say for the aspiration of becoming an analyst student, right? So what difference it would have made in your life? And can you actually name one person or the system who actually made the difference for you?
So I think when it comes to ClatPrep, I was very clueless when I entered the field. I did not know how to write a competitive exam with that much prowess. And definitely, if you walk into it without any kind of guidance, external guidance, credible guidance, you are not able to figure out. You're not able to decode the paper as well as you might have if you had that kind of guidance. I was very lucky to have a support system in ClatPrep in you specifically, because I had not expected at a competition exam coaching to get such personalized mentorship from Vishal sir. So for that I have you to thank for.
Thank you.
Other than that, I think without guidance, I would have not been able to do as well, perhaps. I understand that this paper is not very memorization heavy. It's a very analytical paper, and you need to have different skills for this. But in order to impart those skills, in order to build your foundation, you definitely need that kind of guidance. And then you work on from there. You have to do your own hard work. But yes, definitely, guidance made a difference.
Thank you. Anything you would like to actually communicate to the students who are looking forward to CLAT exam this year, or who had written their CLAT exam the previous year? Any information you would like to give to them in terms of campus life, या anything about NLS Bangalore which I might have missed out in asking the questions? But अगर आप अपने तरफ से कुछ में information add करना चाहते हैं, you can.
No, I would only like to say that I think you should definitely work hard to get into NLS. It is a very different kind of life. It changes you as a person. No matter where you're from, NLS is a brand in its own. People who graduate from NLS are they're just different. You can see that in the legal fraternity also. No matter where you want to go, if you want to practice in courts, there is a very different way that NLS students think about the law. So I think please definitely work hard, take as much guidance as you want from so many sources that are available now, and get into NLS. Just you will enjoy every bit of it. It's 5 years of definitely academic rigor, but also an overall personality development that you don't see in a lot of colleges anymore. So yeah, that's about it. Thank you.
So thank you so much, Nandini, for being on board with us.
Thank you, sir.
Aapke words, your information, whatever communication you have made to the students, I am sure that they would actually learn a lot from this. And whatever myths are going around here, whatever hesitation kind of things are there regarding the trimester system, maybe the hostel life and everything, probably this video will help them a lot. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. I'm glad I was able to help.
Thank you.